My name is Janie Winchell, and I've been living on Old Winter Street since 1993, but I've known this area for a lot longer.
I'm Tim Mangini, and I live here at 22 Old Winter Street. We call it the Cabin on the Hill. Been here since 1993.
So I'm Tim Kirstenfeld at 50 Old Winter Street. We moved here in 2014. We came from another street in Lincoln that was very neighborly, but once we got here, we got to know everybody on the street immediately. The main thing that happens here is that brings everybody together is the monthly pizza party, which is a great institution. It's been running for decades now. So we get to see almost everybody on the street almost every month. We rotate around house.
Right next door to us, that there was this network of people that Old Winter Street seems to attract that are unique in spirit and just special individuals to know individually, and that there's something that happens when they become part of the community here, that I was so blessed to have our children raised in that environment and to get to sense what it means to know your neighbors and to be part of a street where people get to know each other and they care about each other and they're always there to help out under any circumstance. So it's really been a delight to be part of this community.
Hi, I'm Susan Murphy. I moved to Old Winter Street together with my husband and two kids about 3 years ago. My son Joshua was 2 at the time we moved here, and I was pregnant with Abby. Abby is now 2, and Joshua is 5. And we've been really loving living here on Old Winter Street so far. We got to know our neighbors very quickly through the pizza parties that have been a tradition of the street, I've been told, for about 30 years now. They've just been fantastic. So I think it was about a week after we closed on the house that we were invited to our first pizza party. And at that party, we got to meet nearly all of the neighbors who live on the street.
And so, we had this incredible feeling of being blessed to have found this house, but even more so since then has been the feeling of being blessed by being in this neighborhood. It's, as we soon found out, it's an extraordinary group of people. And I'm not sure whether it attracts those people or grows those people, but the people here are just special people who care for each other and look out for each other. And it's the definition of community. You grow up as a kid and you read in the storybooks about how neighbors look out for each other and all of that. And in reality, many of the other places I've lived, I've barely known my neighbors. And here, I know every single one of my neighbors. I know all of their kids. I know their phone numbers and their cell phones. And if they need help with shoveling, I go do it. And if I need help with my chickens, they come and do it. So it's just really a unique and special community. And that's really the gift of being able to live on Old Winter Street.
Also, part of what's great about living on Old Winter Street here is that we're really not that far from Boston. I work in downtown Boston, but I don't feel like I'm in Boston when I come home. I really enjoy being in the city during the day, but then at home, it's nice to hear the owls in the trees at night. Sometimes we'll hear in the summertime, if our windows are open, we'll hear a faint baa from the miniature sheep next door, and you can see the stars. These are all things we didn't have in the city that we get here, where it's just everything's a little more spread out, a little quieter, and it's been a really nice change.
So my name is Matt Menier. I live in 28 Old Winter Street, and we moved in 2012. We moved here from Davis Square.
I'm Aramaya Swan. I live at 26 Old Winter Street and have been living here since 1959, quite a few years, and I love this place. I don't want to leave it unless I really have to.
We love the neighborhood. We love Lincoln itself, and I think the fact that right off the bat we were attending pizza parties that were hosted by various neighbors, and everyone seems to know each other. It's a really supportive community. There's kids of all ages in this small community. There's been various projects that different households have worked together on. There is an issue with traffic at one point, and we made several goes at it, and all the neighbors came together to work with the town to solve the situation, and it was fantastic. And so I think it's the combination of the people here, the quiet natural beauty of the area, and what the town itself has to offer. I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Hi, my name is Katerina Nambu Berg. People on the street call me Kat or Kata. I live at 28 Old Winter Street.
Old Winter Street is a place where neighbors actually care about each other. We welcome new people when they arrive. We don't let go of people who move away, because we keep folding them into the pizza parties. So our pizza party has grown to more than the people that necessarily still live on the street, but has kept the people that have moved away when they haven't moved too far. It's a street with young and old. The oldest person here, for some reason, doesn't seem to be aging at all. The latest arrival is a 6-month-old child.
Because we just knew we wanted to live in Lincoln. We loved the pastoral feel, but the proximity to downtown where I work and Cambridge where my husband works. And just it had more of a laid-back funkiness to it that really appealed to us. And we moved here in 2012, so we've been here about 7 years. And I can't tell you how many wonderful things I hear about this street from people who don't live on the street. So, like when I'll go and vote, I remember once I went and she said, "Oh, you're on Old Winter Street. That's my favorite street in Lincoln." And I said, "Why?" She said, "Well, just the people and the topography and I'd love to walk and ride my bike down that street." And I hear things like that a lot. And I'm sure other people have already spoken about pizza parties. And for me, that's very, very important and wonderful.